I'm very proud of the budget we put together on K-12, which has been unfortunately underfunded when you look at the needs of all of our students across Virginia. But this year's budget includes generational investments in public education that will continue to break down disparities, better prepare our students, support our teachers and staff, and strengthen our economy as we move forward and navigate the COVID recovery. The Senate budget invests a total of $2.7 billion more in education, $240 million more for schools than what our colleagues at the other end of the hall have put forward. And this is critical to ensure that every Virginia child receives a world-class education that they deserve, and that we are recognizing the hard work of our teachers and staff. That's why our budget included a 5% raise each year and a one-time bonus for our teachers and staff. Our colleagues down the hall reduced these raises. One of the biggest differences between our budget is the funding for school districts with high concentrations of students living in poverty through the at-risk add-on. The Senate increased funding for the at-risk add-on by about $268.5 million. There's only $200 million in the House budget. And while the at-risk add-on helps districts like Richmond and Petersburg, it particularly helps our rural school divisions. Our budget also makes progress on a priority that I've been fighting for several years. One of the former chairs of the Finance Committee may remember when I came in as a freshman and I had a budget amendment he said broke the bank. It was to lift the cap on state funding for support personnel, which I've put in every year, and this year Senator Barker did as well. This cap was put in place to balance the budget during the Great Recession over a decade ago and was supposed to be temporary. In effect, it shifted an unfunded mandate onto our schools as the state limited what we pay for nurses, counselors, social workers, mental health specialists, health professionals, principals, etc. And while I wish we could have completely lifted the cap this year, we chipped away at it by providing $272 million for local school divisions for these essential personnel. And we've made significant progress on funding for school construction, something that the senator from Franklin, the senator from Washington, and the senator from Bedford and I have been working on in a bipartisan manner. The commission we put in place 2 years ago has found that over 50% of our schools are over 50 years old, and the total replacement cost is $25 billion. And after years of deferred and unmet maintenance, and that cost is going up. But many of our localities don't have the resources to meet all of those needs. And we cannot expect our students to learn in buildings that are literally crumbling around them. Our budget includes $500 million to help school divisions across the Commonwealth build new infrastructure and puts a structure in place for both improved literary fund loans and grants to fiscally stressed localities that are already at debt capacity. I am hopeful we can reach a bipartisan agreement on that in the conference. So I urge the conferees to hold the line on these investments that we've made in our future. We have a unique opportunity to leverage our strong economic situation to build the foundation for a stronger economy through our children. We have made historic investments in our future. We cannot afford to go back, and I hope you hold the line on our position on K-12 funding.